Hey guys, Paul from SFSX. It is New Comic Book Day for the week of September 25th, and we're going to get started right now. This episode brought to you by the Comic Book Store, 30 North Main Street, Glassboro, New Jersey, 08028. Come buy some comics. Like some of the ones behind me. Maybe? I don't know.
Could be.
Could be.
Trades, let's do it. First off, I've got Marvel Illustrator Sketchbook. This is kind of a hard one to explain, but if you see it at your store, look at it because it's pretty cool. Very cool thing for somebody who's interested in art and drawing some Marvel characters. Heroes in Crisis hardcover. We know Paul loves this book, so I'd imagine you must read it. It's Tom King, who is always very good. We have The Dark Crystal, Creation Myths, the complete collection with Brian Froud designs and whatnot. He's the original designer of Dark Crystal. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. We've got Paper Girls, Volume 6. This is the final one. We have Kaiju Max. If you haven't read this, this book is amazing. Please read it. By Xander Cannon, who does the drawing and the writing. We have Deathstroke, Arkham. This crossed through a couple things, didn't it? Or was this all in here? I don't remember.
I think it was...
This isn't the one that crossed over with Batman.
No, it's not.
I lied to you. We've got Monstrous, Volume 4. Still going strong. It won like 75 million Eisner Awards. Battle Chasers Anthology. For all you Joe Mad fans, it's like, I haven't got enough Joe Mad, and I hate trying to find them their Battle Chasers. You know how often I hear that? Like, I just don't feel like trying. It's like, what, they're out there. You can find them, hunt them down. Those issues aren't that bad. But here, it's all here. Make it easy for you. The Secret Spiral of Swamp Kid, a DC Zoom book. We have Batman Nightwalker. This is a DC Inc., their young adult line. Which, what does that even mean anymore? What does that even mean?
I thought all books were supposed to be young adult.
No?
Kind of.
No. Definitely not.
I mean, not Black Label stuff, but some of the other stuff. I thought it was like young adult.
Young adult is a label that are put on things, and I know this is Inc. and Zoom and all of that. I guess it's just a way to easily identify something that should be easily attainable to a certain age range, but I've never liked that title. I think a lot of fantasy things and sci-fi things get thrown into young adult because it's not a political thriller or a crime book. I'll get off my soapbox. This is Captain America. All right, and this is your new previews. We've got Dying is Easy and Vampirella on the cover. Let's pick something random out of here, out of the big guy here. Tell me when to stop, Paul. Stop yawning, Paul.
Stop.
All right, we've got Ruby Falls, issue 3 of 4. What's it about? Lana's obsession with an old murder case takes a dangerous turn. She seduces a dude. Sounds cool. We got DC. Paul, say stop.
Stop.
We've got Justice League Dark by James Tynion IV. Well, that's always great, right?
He's a good writer.
He's a very good writer. Say stop.
Stop.
We've got... I ripped it. I guess we'll do this one. History of the Marvel Universe. This is the final issue, if you're reading that. So make sure you order... Basically, make sure you order your books. It makes it way easier on your comic shop. That way they have the books for you.
First up, we have Batman Curse of the White Knight, issue number 3. This book's okay. I think I find I'm reading this far more to see what happens to the characters that I liked from the original story, and not so much the story that is moving forward. I don't know. I just like, I'm not sure if I'm on board with this yet. White Knight was such a compelling story, and I just don't believe that this rises to the level of something that needed to be done. I hope it changes. I mean, obviously we got another 5 issues to go. A lot could change. But right now, just kind of going through the motions on this one. I mean, if you really love the story, it's definitely one to pick up. The art is amazing. I mean, it's not bad storytelling. It's just maybe I'm not engaged with the story itself.
All right. I read a book. First up, we have The Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance by Archaea Press. Why did I pick this? Because I wanted to plug that I interviewed Randall Lobb, who is the director of the documentary of the new Dark Crystal series, which is on Netflix. Go listen to that because it would make my heart happy. But this is a prequel to the prequel, focusing on Rianne's father, what was his name, Ordon, and him trying to locate the dual glaive because he is afraid of the horde that is coming, the spider critters. It's a pretty good book. I enjoy this book because you kind of see the Gelflings and all the creatures, the Henson creatures, in a different light because it's not puppetry. And they have different... I know it's a static comic, a stationary comic, but like you could feel the motions are a little smoother than you can do with puppetry. It's just a cool take on Dark Crystal that you don't get in the actual medium. So it's fun, and I enjoyed it. And I'm kind of curious to see where they're going to try to end, the end point for this will be. But yeah, if you enjoyed that book, or if you enjoyed that new show, you should love this. Check it out.
Next up, we have Amazing Spider-Man issue number 30. Another one I really wasn't engaged with, and that's saying something because I love Amazing Spider-Man. But this is a tie-in book for Amazing Spider-Man into the Absolute Carnage series. And the problem is, you have absolutely no lead up if you're not reading the Absolute Carnage. This literally just throws you into the middle of a storyline dealing with it. So you don't quite understand the progression of action going through because I haven't read any of the Absolute Carnage series. So this book didn't make a lot of sense to me. So yeah, I mean, this one could you probably be skip, and I know that's sacrilege for me saying something about Amazing Spider-Man, but I mean, Ryan Otley's back. He did a great job. I mean, for the writing that I did like, I mean, Expenditure does an adequate job. I just feel that it feels like a very disjointed story dealing with the Absolute Carnage storyline.
Next up from our friends over at the Marvel Bullpen, we have Strikeforce, #1. This was alright. Basically, it is a bunch of anti-heroes brought together mysteriously. They're not really sure. They wake up in a room stealing super viruses, and the Avengers come and they just beat them up. Ghost Rider gets a bunch of really cool one-liners in here, talking to Black Panther. Kind of shuts him up. It's kind of cool. Because Black Panther's all like, I'm really cool. And Ghost Rider's like, you're an idiot. Which was fun. And basically, Blade shows up, and he's like, hey, this is a bunch of shapeshifters that I encountered back in the old days, and it shows a scene from like an old Tomb of Dracula kind of story or whatever. And it's really cool that they're tying in a bunch of old things, but at the same time, this is super wordy. It took forever to get there. I was kind of bored while I read it, I'm not gonna lie. But it's okay. It's okay. If you love Blade, you'll love this. If you don't love Blade, I don't know why you would read this. It's a weird team. It's just a smattering of characters. I don't know. It was, you know what? Don't read it.
Next up, we have Powers of X issue number 5. It's almost over, but man, has it been a good ride. This is building, obviously, on the issues that have happened in House of X. And basically, the best way to explain Powers of X, it's all of the main issues and main things that are happening in House of X are kind of getting the backstory and all the fill-in in Powers of X. So if you want to figure out how they came about to get where they were in issue number 4, this is how you check that out. Definitely a good read. I can't wait to see the last 2 issues to see where we go with this and setting up the new X universe.
Alright, my last book and my pick of the week is SFSX Safe Sex. This book is going to clearly not be for everybody. This is a very graphic book with very graphic sexual images, and it is a not so far in the distance San Francisco where you're basically the government controls your sex life, and they audit your sex life, and they keep tabs on your sex life. For example, character has sex with his wife, he files it on like his little his little wrist phone thingy, and then his wife has to file paperwork the next day to confirm they had sex together. There's so much more going on to that. It's basically the female lead in the book is she used to have a very heavy sex life with sex in front of people, just so much sex. I just like saying sex 1,000 times. Sex, people. If you like sex, this book is for you. Basically, the government came, shut everything down. Her past life is in the past now, and she kind of misses it, and things go haywire, as it does when the government controls your sex life. Basically, this is not going to be for everybody, but if you want something different out there and you don't mind, see, because you're gonna see some penises and some boobies. Okay, so if you don't want that, I don't know what to tell you. This book would be impossible to censor, but it's a good thinky piece. So get on it, people.
And my pick of the week, it is Harleen. Not a big fan of $8 book or the whole magazine thing, because now I have to go find a magazine thing. What's the word I'm looking for?
Hanging board. We sell them at the comic book store.
There you go.
30 North Main Street, Glassboro, New Jersey. I helped you out, Paul.
Do you have magazine boards?
I do.
Do you have magazine boards?
I do.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's not going to be as bad as I thought. But Steven Sajak art, Steven Sajak writing, I am a huge fan of him. And particularly his way of being able to tell stories through facial expressions. And those are very evident in this book. It's a very interesting read about the beginnings of Harley. Like, we all kind of know what Harley is doing, how she got here, and all this kind of stuff. This just takes a very long, drawn-out look at it, and what led her to get to where she's at. The writing was really great. I really loved seeing Harley in this new light and seeing her slowly devolve into what we're used to seeing. The art was spectacular, and I can't wait to see the next issue, despite it being an $8 book. This is definitely a good one. If you have the extra money to spend, this one is definitely worth it. Check it out.
All right, that's the end of the video. Paul would like to thank Australia. He loves the Australia Tourist Board. He loves that Australia loves us. I just discovered Cambodia loves my podcast. Hi, Cambodia, if there's any crossover there. And
Good luck, Slovakia.
good luck. Hey, I have a fun idea. If you're going to leave us a comment for whatever reason, you love a book, hate a book, think I'm a moron, let us know in the comments below, but also tell us where you're from. Not like in a creepy way, but just be like, I'm from the Midwest. I want to know that. I want to get an idea. I want to get a feel. You want to get a feel?
I mean,
Finger on pulse?
In a figurative sense, yes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. We're not gonna send you anything. We're pretty lazy about this. We're just be like, huh, okay, that's all it's gonna be. But yeah, let us know where you're from. Let us know what's up. How you guys doing? How you feeling? What's life like out there? I want a novel in the comments. I want to just read for days. You don't have to give me 75. I'm not clickbaiting you. I don't want 75,000 comments. Just give me little words to read, you know?
I mean, we'll take 75,000 comments.
If you want to give us 75,000 comments and you have that kind of time to waste on us, we love you.